There's a story that I heard. Either it was about Rabbi Yaakov Abuchatzera or his son Rabbi Yisrael Abuchatzera. They were amazingly holy Jews from Morocco. Rabbi Yisrael Abuchatzera, he was called the Baba Sali. He was in Israel, and he was like best friends with the Lubavitcher Rebbe, even though they lived far apart. But they say that once someone came in and said something about the Lubavitcher Rebbe, and that the Baba Sali said that he was here just a moment ago. Anyway, so I'll tell you the story. Listen to the story. Popped in my mind another story. Rabbi Yisrael Abuchatzera, he came from Morocco. And he came to Israel and he settled in the city of Yavne. So, city of Yavne. And Yavne was a holy city. Yavne v'chachamea. I mean, every city in Israel is holy. And people didn't know exactly, what I mean. Especially the Ashkenazic Jews did not know exactly how to appreciate this. In general, it's the Ashkenazic Jews, especially in relation to the Sephardic Jews, they considered themselves to be superior, and this is even in the religious. Okay, so he lived in the city of Yavne, but now he moved to the city of Netivot. He passed away, I don't know, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. I have to look and see how long it was. He passed away. But he lived this. What happened? Said that one of the heads of a big institution, an Ashkenazic Jew, he came to speak to him. And in the course of the conversation, he mentioned that the Gaon of Vilna, Rabbi Eliyahu of Vilna, who was a tremendously holy and a big genius Jew, but and he was like the leader of at that time was a big movement against Chabad that put the first Rebbe of Chabad into prison. And anyway, he was falsely convinced to oppose Chabad. Anyway, so this rabbi that came and spoke to the Baba Sali said that they were talking about great Torah scholars, and he said the Gaon of Vilna was a tremendous genius. Not so the Baal Shem Tov. The Baal Shem Tov, and in fact, the Baal Shem Tov did not write any writings about, explaining Talmud and different explanations of Talmud and law and things like that. The Baal Shem Tov just had what was advertised with these sayings and this whole attitude you're supposed to have in Judaism. So he said, the Gaon of Vilna, he was a big genius in Torah. Not the Baal Shem Tov wasn't known about that, didn't write any books. So the Baba Sali said, "Oh, you're saying something against the Baal Shem Tov, the Baal Shem Tov." So he said that he said, "Here in my presence, you're not going to say anything. If I'm in a city where a rabbi can say anything about the Baal Shem Tov, I'm not staying in the city." Anyway, that rabbi that came in, he didn't really appreciate what was going on, and they came and they told him that the Baba Sali, the Rabbi Yisrael Abuchatzera, was very pained to hear someone speak about the Baal Shem Tov. Now you have to understand the Baal Shem Tov was an Ashkenazic Jew, super Ashkenazi Jew, and he had never traveled to the countries where the Sephardic Jews are physically, but by soul they were all anyway. So the Rabbi Yisrael Abuchatzera said, if there's a city where someone can speak against the Baal Shem Tov, I'm not staying in the city. And this rabbi heard about it, and he came to the Rebbe. He said, "Listen, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say anything against, the Baal Shem Tov. And the fact is, he never wrote anything in Torah. He never wrote any ideas in the Talmud or anything like that." And the Baba Sali said that if this rabbi remains the head of this institution, then I am not the Baba Sali. And the next day, the city unexplainably closed all of the allocations that they gave to this institution, and that's it. The next day, this institution closed, and the Baba Sali left. He left the city. He left the city of Yavne, and he moved to where he was in the Tivot, and that's where he lived the rest of the time. That's where he's buried. Like people go up when he passed away. This year I didn't go up, but I've gone up the other years. And he said, you can't speak against the Baal Shem Tov, the holiness and the greatness of the Baal Shem Tov, even in Torah learning, was incomparable. So that's the thing that's going to unite all of the Jews together wherever they are, right? Sephardic Jews, Ashkenazic Jews, religious Jews, non-religious Jews, etc. is going to unite them is the teachings of the Baal Shem Tov. Have a good day with Mashiach now.